Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to our live training of eIMMIGRATION. On behalf of Serenade, I want to thank you for joining us today. My name is Vanessa Vargas. Today, I'm going to show you how to efficiently obtain your client's evidence, the documents, via eIMMIGRATION. All right, so let's get started. This is being recorded for those that are new. This is, or if this is the first time that you are joining a live webinar, we record them. And we also have a chat section where you can send me your questions. We also have a handouts section where you can download my PowerPoint presentation. Let me show you the PowerPoint. It has different links that you can click on, and later you can learn more about, how to create a case or how to share this documents checklist, etc. So download the PowerPoint, and then also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna keep repeating that until you do. Just kidding. But it really helps a lot. Let me move this around, because when we have a new feature, like, what was a new one? I think updating your payment card or like AI information. But anyway, so when there is a new feature, or like this one, creating conditional rules in the case profile, we want you to be aware. So don't forget to go to youtube.com, search Serenade Academy, and click subscribe. Okay. Oh, you know what? This is new. 2 days ago, we've got the how to return questionnaires for clients. It's a video for your clients, and it's in Spanish. Okay, great. So let's begin. I am going to show you the basic 3 steps. I want you to know how to create the contact profile, and I'll show you where the documents section is, which documents are available there. I'll explain the difference between contact and case profiles, specifically for reminders. And then, of course, how to link family members. Okay. Because we also get to share forms with clients so they can review, I do want to cover briefly the tools on the forms. And then I'll show you, of course, how to share the documents checklist with your clients so they can upload from the client portal. But at the same time, I also want to go over how to share a link, like a questionnaire, so you can create a custom intake form and send them that link so they can upload the evidence, and how you can receive that questionnaire so the data, the documents can be stored. So it doesn't have to be via client portal necessarily. I do want to show you how to create cover letters or letter templates. And then later, once you have obviously the evidence and the forms and the cover letters, I want to cover the document assembly, how to put together the document assembly. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to switch to my caseworker portal. If you're joining us now, we are recording the training, and you can watch the video on the YouTube channel later. Thank you. Also, we have questions. You can chat me. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right, so let's get started. I was going to launch a poll, but I'd rather just show you the basic 3 steps now, so we have enough time to cover everything. So the first step is to create a contact. Okay, that contact, it could be a prospect, active, but create a contact so that you can start gathering the information. That's your first step. Also, I don't know if you know this, but you can create a link. It's called anonymous questionnaire, and you can also use that to create new clients. For example, I talked to a nonprofit this week. They do a TPS clinic, and I recommended using this anonymous questionnaire because, at the clinic, you can have volunteers who use tablets or even their own cell phones, and, the applicant or client can technically even translate this to Spanish or any other language available. They can enter their own name, last name, phone, or email, and continue to complete the questionnaire. So this works for any law firm as well, not just nonprofits, but the idea is, instead of you creating the contact profile, let the contact create, let the client or prospect create their own profile. And at the same time, they are going to complete the questionnaire and submit it. So instead of creating the contact manually yourself, instead of sending a questionnaire manually yourself, you are saving a lot more time by using this link, which if you think about it, I mean, you can put the link on your website or social media. And if someone was just searching for an immigration attorney, they can easily just get started with the basic questionnaire. How did you hear about us? What services do you need, etc. So anyway, so if you haven't seen this, I highly recommend that you check it out. It's just, search on the user's guide, anonymous questionnaire. Anyway, so the idea is that we create a contact, right? So we have one here. Let's open it. I have a contact ready with all the details. Now, today I'm not going to cover everything because it's impossible, but please note that if you have to type the data, you can use the alternate view. Okay. If you need the client to respond to questionnaires, you can create a questionnaire and send them the link. It could be sent via the client portal or a passwordless link. And again, the idea is that we have all the details in here because you don't want to type the same information over and over again. I've seen clients that are still typing data directly into forms, and it defeats the purpose of using the system. So make sure that you talk to your team, tell them to enter the information in the corresponding sections. We have biographic info, address, history, background, even like custom fields that you can create, and you can take advantage of those. You can create as many custom fields as necessary. All right, so step number one, create a contact, enter data. Okay, and don't forget to save it. If you enter data and you move to a different section, there's no warning, you lose that information. So make sure you always click Save Changes. Let me know if you have any questions, please. This is your training, so if you have questions, just message me. All right, give me 1 second because they're sending me calls. All right, sorry about the interruption. I should have put my do not disturb status before. Okay, so create a contact, enter data, right? Step number two, click on members and you will link or connect the family members. Or if it's an employment-based case, if you have a corporation client, like, a business client, you create their account also. And when you click on members, this is where you link the signatories and the employees or a consulting attorney, but we call them members. For a family-based case, and of course, children, parents, spouse, joint sponsor, you want to link the members because it's a lot easier when you get to the forms, their data also transfers. And the way you do that is you click link member, you search or create the contact. If you create a new contact, don't generate a number because they're not a client, but still create a contact, right? And select a relationship. This is the brother, this is the daughter, etc. So then you click link. Of course, when you link them and you're back here, then you see the name, sorry, the relationship on the right, and then on the left, the link. If I click on the link, it's going to open that member's account or profile. And this is where I can enter their information. Okay. All right. So let me know again if you have any questions. That was step number two. Step number three, after you have created a contact and entered data, after you've linked the family members and enter their own data, then you want to create the case. Then you click on cases and you're going to create the case. I mean, obviously this is, the matter or the type of process. This is customizable. If you're new and you haven't done this, I highly, highly recommend that you do that. Customize the system. The other day I was talking to someone who does notary services, and they can use the system for translations and divorce cases. It's not just for immigration. All right, so I'm gonna pick, I always select adjustment, it's easy for me. I'm gonna choose the department or location. All these drop-down menus except area of practice, you can customize them. So if you haven't done it, again, I highly recommend that you take advantage of that. Just go to the administrator portal and then customize all these drop-down menus. I have the attorney's information transferring to the forms, and on a case-by-case basis, I can say who should be part of my case. For example, oh no, just let me add a paralegal, an interpreter, and then we have the role. This is not the same thing as linking the members as we talked about earlier. Like this is the actual case role. Not everyone will play a role, such as, let's say the parents. I do need their data on the forms, but they're not necessarily active beneficiaries, for example. And so I'll just leave them blank. For my client, she's a petitioner, and her husband, he's going to be the beneficiary, but I'm going to choose alien. And the reason why I choose alien is because the information transfers really quick. If I choose beneficiary, I just have to click a couple of clicks extra. So that's why. All right, so I'm going to click next. I don't have any conditional rules found, so I'll just continue to the next step. And then this is what I was telling you. This is a new feature. You can find it in the admin portal under case processes. Lastly, well, these are the forms that I'm going to need, and then I'm going to create my case. Please let me know if you have any questions about these basic steps, okay? We created the contact, enter data. We linked the family members and then enter their own data, right? And then we created the case, and now we are looking at the forms checklist. So before I open a form, I click on the name of the person, it's gonna open her actual contact profile. I call this the brain of the system because this is, where we pull the data from. So as long as you have the info here in the database, then the forms will auto-populate. And I like to have multiple tabs open. You can right click, open in a new tab, just because it's easier if you multitask by switching tabs. All right, so let's open the form. Like I said, I'm not gonna cover every single thing today, but I want you to see that the information transfers. See on the left, petitioner info goes here. I also have on page 5, alien. Yeah, I think it was yesterday someone called about not transferring, like the data wasn't transferring. So I told her, click on the select button twice and then click on replace alien, and she had the husband as a beneficiary. So that's why the data wasn't transferring. So I told her just click on the name of the person and it will transfer his data. And it did. Now this message, disregard, just click OK. Basically what it means is like the husband and the petitioner is the same. I mean the wife, the spouse. All right, so we have entered the data, or sorry, transfer the data from the contact profile to the form. And I want to show you these post-its or sticky notes so you can add notes for the client to review. So the thing is, if you want to share the form with a client, you can add a post-it, let's say this big, on the first page of the form and tell them exactly what you're expecting. Please go over the form and answer my questions. Why do I torture myself typing at the please go over the form and answer the questions. All right, you get the idea. And then the client, let's say, the client hopefully will follow the instructions that you have. And these post-its help because, again, clients sometimes don't know what the expectation is. So I can add a post-it or sticky note that I did. Okay, I'm trying to, okay, here we go. All right, so now I could share the form with my client. I'm gonna show you that right now. So see on the left where it says select for email, print, or archive. I'm gonna select the form. And if I send this option, the form goes to them via email, and it's as a read-only PDF, which means they can't edit the form, they can't modify it. If you choose to send it that way, you could send all forms as separate PDFs or a single PDF, and you could also add a watermark so if they try to print the form, it's going to have a stamp on it. Okay. If I want this option to, allow the client to modify the form and modify the fields, then you have to send it via the client portal, and it's as editable HTML. So it's a different version, not PDF. And I'm asking them to log in into the client portal. And I'm going to choose the person that I'm going to share it with. And of course, you can have a letter template different, maybe in Spanish, you know, and then send the form. That's how you send the form to them so they can review it and modify it. Okay. All right. Let me know if you have any questions at this point. I'm going to continue. For those that are joining, because I see more people at joining us, I am covering this on my PowerPoint. I am about to share how you can share documents checklist with clients and how clients can upload the evidence or the documents from the client portal. If you please download this handouts or PowerPoint so that you can click on the links later and watch the videos, okay, or share with your team. All right, so how do we share the documents checklist? In fact, where is the documents checklist? So if you notice, we have a menu on the right-hand side, and this is the case window. I'm looking at the case right here, and on the right-hand side, if I click on documents, this is a default documents checklist. I can customize it. In fact, I like to have both English or Spanish so they know, okay, foto de pasaporte, acta de nacimiento, so they know what I'm asking for. And the way you can customize the forms, the forms as well, but the documents checklist is by going into the admin. You could do it on a case-by-case basis. Of course, you can add or remove, edit, but the idea is that you save time and work more efficiently. So you might as well just do it one time only, and then moving forward, every time that you create that type of case, then your documents checklist is going to be ready. So you're going to click on settings, admin tools. I like to open a new tab. All right, so this is the administrator portal. Not every one of you have access to the admin. So if you don't know, do I have it or not? Well, it's simple. If you don't see this, then you don't. So you have to talk to someone who does. So anyways, when you go into the admin portal, you're going to click on case processes. In your case processes, you're going to see a column for documents. And so that's what we want to customize. So meaning let's say when I create an asylum, let's see which documents I am asking for. And that way, again, if you want to customize or edit, if you want to delete, anyway, so this is going to be your documents checklist. Let me know if you have questions about that. Okay, I'm taking you back to the caseworker portal because I want to show you how can I share this checklist so my client knows I need either all these, or I just need these few. I don't know, you can choose. So the way that you share is by selecting, and then you click here on the top, share with client, and you're going to select who are you sharing with. So maybe it could be both. I'm going to select my petitioner, my client, and if you notice here, it says the item has been shared. However, an email notification has not been sent. So let's send her an email so she knows, hey, I need you to please log in into your client portal. These are the documents that I need, blah, blah, blah. Remember, you can always change that letter template and you can have your own version of it. Okay. The way you can change the cover letters is also in the admin. I'll show you in a moment. Anyway, so I have sent an email. I have enabled the documents. Now, quickly, I want to explain something. If it's a brand new client, you do need to give them authorization to log in and create the access. So let me quickly create one. Let's say All right, so we've got Juan Antonio Guevara. This is a brand new client. This is his email address. And okay, and I'll create the account. All right, so if the contact profile is ready, and then if I go to the right-hand side menu at the bottom, it says client access. So I'm going to click on client access, and I am going to create the access. This is going to be his username, and the password, I'm going to keep it simple at 1234 and create. Not that I've done, it's ready, it's enabled. Now, if I had a case for Juan and I want him to upload his evidence, he is ready to do that. Okay, that's it. So you do need to create client access in order for you to allow them to upload. For example, if I go back to the case that we were working on, let's say Juan Antonio is the son, Valeria's son. So if I go to the case parties and I link him, let's search for Juan Antonio. Juan Antonio Guevara, I'll just call him other. He's not a beneficiary, not a derivative in this case. I'll just other. It could be actually a consulting attorney. Anyway, so now that I have done that, if I go to the document section and I share this checklist with him, here is Juan Antonio. Now he can help Valeria to scan and upload. Okay. It happens very often where like the son is, the person who's actually scanning or responding to these questionnaires, or like, the children, um, or any family member assisting them. I always encourage you as the attorney or the paralegal to spend time with your clients, empowering them and showing them how easy it is to actually use the system, because most clients, most human beings now have a smartphone, right? Um, and if they don't know, spending those 5 minutes with them explaining this is how, in fact, bookmark it. You could bookmark the URL in their phone, right? Tell them this is how you take a good picture, show them the importance of good lighting and like a steady hand. And so they can take a good picture for the passport, or, that might save them a trip to your office and a lot of time. But of course, we understand that if they need help, they can of course take all the evidence and you scan for them. If you do that, if you scan the evidence for your clients, know that under the tools section, you have something called batch upload. So you can do that and then just drag and drop all the files that you've scanned and start, linking them to the specific case or client profile. Okay. Alrighty. So let's go and log in as the son, just so that we can see. Give me one quick second because I completely forgot what was the user's name. So the fastest way for me is just click on his, I think it was an email, but I just created that randomly. Okay, so now I can show you what happens when the clients log in. So I'm gonna log in as the son with the 1234 password. See, this is why I like to use 1234, just because it's easier for them. Instead of copy pasting a complicated password, they're still, they still have to change it anyway. So 1234, and then something different. Let's see. Just kidding, it was the same thing. Let's see, because I forget and I don't want to remember more things. All right, let's paste. Yay, okay. We're logging in as if we were the client, or in this case, the client's son. So if we go to the documents checklist, where it says share documents on the left, okay, clients, by the way, I noticed that someone asked me a question like, I would love to see how this looks on a mobile device. Go ahead and test it. You can create a dummy client just like I did and log in as if you were the client, do it from your phone and see how easy it is. Okay. All right. So when when the client clicks on share documents, they're going to see the evidence that they need. So you're going to ask them to upload. So I'm just gonna choose some of these files that I have on my end and drag and drop, hold on, right here. Okay, so your client is going to click upload a document, and then they're going to do this and just drag and drop. Okay, so they can just select, drag and drop. When they have the file, doesn't matter the name of the file, we still identify them because see, we have the explanation. I need your visa, I need your um, test document, your pay stub. What else we have here? Your passport. I'm just linking random. Obviously, that's not a real marriage certificate or a passport. But anyways, you get the idea. So your client is going to link the corresponding file. I hope I'm not uploading something I don't need to. The logo. Okay, all right, here we go. So see, for example, this is a passport. If I ask them to upload passports, yeah, of course they can, but they can also upload um, other other documents, not necessarily the ones that I'm asking for. Okay, all right, so like I-94, visa, RFEs. Okay, two more. I'll just say this is the birth certificate and the I-94. I think I saw it somewhere. Certificate of naturalization. Or I'll just pick that one. And then have them click on the upload button. It says complete, complete, complete. So everything looks fine. It didn't, unless this one, I think it exceeded an error message. All right, let me remove that one. I don't know what happened. Okay, so let's just upload. And then they're going to get this green bar on top that says the operation was successful. Let's take a look at your caseworker portal. What happens when they do that? First of all, you are going to get a notification. Who's going to get the notification? Well, technically, each of your clients have, caseworkers linked by default, if that's how you have the settings on your admin portal. If this box is checked where it says the caseworker receives an auto email, then you should get that email. If you want all of your team members to get that email, so check the boxes. Okay, so again, each client, if you go to caseworker section, if you want to receive that email notification, you click the box. Okay, all right, so let's take a look at the case. I'm going to go back to the documents checklist. See what happens now. We have the upload date and we have the actual file. And I love this setting. You should have it on, but it's going to switch all my files to PDFs. See? Doesn't matter if it was a JPEG, it's now a PDF. So I can, trying to see which ones. Oh no, they didn't upload that one. All right, so I like the fact that I can click on select view and I can see the file. I don't have to download. So checking the resolution, checking the quality, I can just view the picture and see, okay, this is good, or if not, let me just modify and remove the file, right? You could also remove that. Now, I'm trying to find the one that I uploaded for, I think this is it, passport. Okay, so let's say that I need this passport that he uploaded today. If you notice when you click select edit, you can copy to clipboard. So that same passport that he uploaded here, I can go to her contact profile. And then we also have a section for documents. Here is where you can see the specific, categories, passports, I-94s, visas. So Someone asked me the other day, where do I enter all the arrivals and entries? So here it is, I-94s. And so if I want to upload this passport, I don't have to download and upload. I can just copy paste. So that's why I went from here to where it said copy to clipboard. Okay. And then I go to the contact profile and I just paste it. How do you do that? Well, you select clipboard. So now I have the same file in both areas in case I'm looking for this specific passport. Plus, you have the information so that it transfers to the actual forms. So I'm going to pick the correct country and just making this up. So the issue date and the expiration date. All right, so save and close. Now I have the passport stored here. Any questions at this point, please let me know. Okay, now you know how to share this documents checklist and how clients can upload the documents from the client portal. I really like this because if I want to run a report and show, hey, how many clients have pending files or pending evidence, it's basically really easy because with a custom report, I can say, give me the ones that don't have an upload date. Okay, the ones that don't have an actual file. So this one has a file, it has an upload date, and yeah. So next, let me see what's in our list. Okay, so we've talked about these, and I'm going to move to the next section. We're almost done. All right, so gathering and storing the documents. So now that we have, like I said, we have received them, you can store them in both the case and the contact profile. And let me show you something else. If I wanted to share all these, I could select and download and create like a zip folder. So select all my evidence, click continue, and it goes to my job requests. The reason why I'm showing you this is because if you want to do the e-filing and then upload on the USCIS website, then this is what you need to do. Download and then upload from your computer. See all the evidence that I am trying to combine or condense, it's already here. So I can download the file to my computer and it's going to be a zip folder. Okay. All right. Any questions about this, please let me know. Also keep in mind job requests expire after 5 days. So if you don't download after 5 days, it's going to be gone and you have to do it again. Now, if you don't want to use this mechanism and you have, let's say, Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, if you share that link with your client and they upload upload to your, let's say, Google Drive, you could also do this. Let's say my client uploaded to my Google Drive her birth certificate. Okay, well, then I'll go to select, edit, and then pick the file location and connect to my Google Drive or my Dropbox or my, like you can, if you guys have the cloud storage connector, if you also have the Mail Anywhere optional module, you can connect to your inbox and bring the evidence. Some people email you the evidence. Some people send it to you via WhatsApp. So you can also open WhatsApp here and download into eIMMIGRATION as well. So we do have that available. And that's called, again, cloud storage. All right, give me 1 second. You could also connect to SharePoint. So if you go to, oops, not that one. Ideally, you want to have the cloud storage connector, and that cloud storage is an optional module. But yeah, so external URL. So just connect or enter the URL and the description so that when you click on that, it takes you to your SharePoint. I think I'm not 100% sure, but you can always contact our developers through here where it says feedback or technical support. something you like or dislike, just let them know, like, I'm interested in this, like any features that you want to integrate with, or like questions like that. Always take advantage of the fact that you can message us directly for feedback or technical support. Okay. All right. So before I continue, and thank you for sending the question, I want to know if the rest of you have any questions at this point. All right, so I'll continue because I've got more than 50% of the votes, and most of you, actually all of you, say yes. No, you may continue. Okay, so let me go back to, okay, so I already explained to you how you can share this documents checklist so your client can upload from the client portal. How about those who are not tech savvy? Well, if you share by printing it, if you select the documents checklist and then you click print, it's going to generate um, this way, like a checklist, right? This way we know what the document is. If we have received it, of course, it has an upload date and what's the file name. Of course, your client can see that we're still missing all these documents, and they can bring those physically. Okay, that's the reason why I recommend that you customize this checklist so that you don't have to translate every single time, or you just have it ready. Okay, now what if I don't want them to necessarily log in into the client portal? I want them to just click on the link and upload. That is possible. What we have in eIMMIGRATION, if you go to the administrator portal, it's the ability for you to create your own questionnaires. So it's called custom form templates. And we want to create an intake form. Okay, let's use what's in the system already. So I can just go to system intake forms and then use what we have. So let's say we want to use this general info for individual client. I'm going to make a copy. And for example, here it's asking for passport number, passport information, passport. Well, how about if I just ask them to upload the actual passport right there? So if I click on document upload and I move this to question, what was it, 20? I don't know. Passport, not multiple, but a single document, and then save it. I think it's right here, passport, but it should have been not 20, 20. You can drag and drop as you can see. So I want the passport upload button right here. After they enter all the information for the passport, upload it. You could be super specific, like it has to be clear, good lighting, blah, blah, blah. And of course, you need to know how to spell. I think I jinxed myself. Good lighting. Yes. Okay. Good image or clear quality. I don't know, whatever you want to say. So that's the document upload button. At the bottom of the actual document or intake form, I guess, we have a multiple documents button as well. Instead of just saying documents, you could also be specific and say birth certificate, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm gonna also add, they added a submit button. So I like to add that at the bottom. Let's preview. But before I preview, let me show you that under options, you can add your logo. So this looks more professional. And then this is how it's going to look like when they get the questionnaire. It says passport, blah, 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 and then passport, and then drop files here so they can upload. And then I'll use this one as passport example so that you guys can see intake form. passport example. All right, so mappings. Well, I need to map anything that's not in the system, meaning in this situation, I added a single document and I'm going to select passport. So when they upload the actual passport, it goes to the passport section. As you saw, you could also do I-94, the visas, the last arrival document, or just any other document. But in this situation, I want it to go straight to passport. How about making a requirement? You cannot proceed if you don't upload or if you don't answer your first and last name, or right? And then lastly, you can add translations. Let me just disable because I don't want to ask all of these languages. I just want to ask Spanish and maybe, I don't know, Russian. Or you do need to review the translation, make sure everything looks fine. Here's the example of AI. Pasaporte tiene que ser claro, buena iluminación. So like it translates exactly what you have. And then at the bottom, just click submit. Okay, so again, just hit enter, end. So to go all the way at the bottom, click submit and then save it. All right, now that I have that intake form passport example, how about if we send it to Valeria or Juan, the son, all right? We can click on create questionnaire and I'm going to send it to him. But I'm not going to send it via the client portal. I can send it via the passwordless link. I don't think I enter a cell phone. Let me just double check. For Juan, I don't think I did. Yeah, so let me just make up a cell phone and save it. All right, here we go. So now I can say send this questionnaire so he can respond and also upload his passport. So I'm going to use this intake form with passwordless link. He prefers Spanish, and I'm not going to pick a process because I haven't linked that questionnaire, and it's called initial aquí está. Initial intake intake form passport example. Okay, so let's select that one and save. How do I notify my client about this questionnaire? Well, I can send a message, a text message, send an email, or copy the link to the clipboard so that I can paste it on WhatsApp, right? So if you have WhatsApp web open, then you just copy paste the link and send that via WhatsApp. I'm going to use just SMS and send him a text message saying, we need you to click here, please respond. I also want the system to send him a reminder once every 3 days, once a day, or once a week, and via email, via text message, or both, but stop sending the reminders after a few days, a few weeks. All right, so now that we have done that, he's going to click on the link, enter the code for secure reasons, because he's going to get a code, and then get to the questionnaire. But because that's not a real cell phone, I'm just going to show you what happens if they log in into the client portal. Under the mailbox on the left, here's where they can access these intake forms. So let's open it. All right, client is going to see the, oh, this is so funny. Maiden name is translating to doncella. I've never seen that before. All right, anyway, so he's going to see the data we have captured and he's going to enter the information that's missing. That's the idea. Let's keep going where the passport is. Here we go. So passport number, let's say this is the passport number, country. Again, let's just enter Mexico's passport issuance. Yeah, issue date was this. I'm just making it up, so that's funny. Oh gosh, okay. And then here we go, passport. So ideally, of course, it's a good scan and they can just upload like this and then scan. file uploaded successfully. I'm not going to continue adding more info. I want to show you just the submit button. See at the bottom, instead of clicking on the top left, they can also click on enviar or submit at the bottom. It's the same process, they'll just send the questionnaire to you. On your end, when a client when a client submits a questionnaire on your end, when you log in as a caseworker, you see that on the top right corner where it says questionnaires and forms, you have to click on that. It shows you the name of the client, the questionnaire you received, and the dates. So you're going to open it. We highlight the changes in red so you can see what was there before. Obviously, there was nothing there before, so that's why it's blank. And we see, right, the file and the dates. I will accept because I want to show you what happens to his profile. Let's go to Juan's. All right. So I'm looking at the client's profile after the fact that I received that link with the evidence. Because I linked it to the specific area, when I go to the document section under the passports, I can see not only the data, but also I see the actual file. This is so, so helpful. And I think it's a win-win for both your client and your staff. So you guys don't have to download from your email, upload into the system, right? All right, so let me know if you have any questions at this point. I do want to show you lastly letter templates, letter templates, and then how to create the package with everything together. Where do I get these letter templates from? Okay, go into your admin, click on letter templates, and click on add letter template, and then simply just add, copy paste. I assume you have these templates in Word or Outlook, but the difference is that you are going to use tags that we provide, such as, current state, the client's first name, the client's date of birth. That way you don't have to personalize the message. The system will populate the corresponding information where you enter the tag. Something like this, look, if I go to my client's case profile and I click on letters, I see the letters that have been associated to the process. So it's a lot easier for me to just modify the letter, right? If I need to add information, or if I need to make a PDF out of it, a Word document, if I need to send an email using that information, notice that it populated the date, the name, the date of birth. I mean, this is why we recommend using letter templates. And the way you have the templates associated by process, it's also here in the administrator portal. Remember I told you that in the admin, you can customize the documents checklist. Well, you could also click on case processes to customize a letter templates. I've tried uploading an image on OneDrive and making the image shareable in order to add it to a template. It doesn't work. Is there a better website to use when adding images to letter templates? Trying to understand your question. Give me 1 second. So you uploaded the image from OneDrive, right? The thing is, I'm glad that you're asking the question, because the thing is, with letter templates, it's not your typical Microsoft, whatchamacallit, Word document, right? This is HTML. So like this, I think what I did, I used this icon where it says image. You could use the URL, try that. If you have the drive, yes, I know, to add the letterhead. So if you haven't done that where it says URL, enter the URL from OneDrive and see if that works. It's usually like an image URL. The other thing I think I did was just copy pasting the actual image, just like this one. But if you're still Okay, I was gonna tell you, if you did try that and it didn't work, contact our team for support so that we can connect to your screen. I know you're busy and it's kind of hard sometimes to um, dedicate that time, but it might be okay, yeah, if you haven't tried the copy pasting, try that. Years ago, I know that it wasn't possible and they fixed that or they enhanced that. So try copy pasting the image. All right. So, but if it doesn't work, please contact us so that we can help you. Anyway, so what I was saying is that if you guys go to your admin, click on case processes, you could also customize which letter templates are linked or associated to the specific matter. So just click on letters, which is the envelope. And that way, when you open, let's say, an adjustment of status, you know exactly which letter templates you should be using. Okay. Now, let's talk about putting together the package. We call them document assembly. And for that, at this point, I've worked with the forms. I have the evidence received. I have my cover letters, and now I click on document assembly. It's at the bottom of the menu. And I'm gonna click select, sorry, new. All right, so sure, why not? AOS, my initials, and then save changes. So now that I have, and you can always change this. So now that I have this, I select exactly what I want to include and I click here to move it to the package. That's the way I've learned it. Like just select, click here on this blue bar in the middle to include that into the package. And I can remove questions or sorry, forms that I don't need. Then the evidence that we have received, also again, I'm gonna select, click here, and then I can, you know, drag and drop, drag and drop. So you can say, well, this certificate goes here, this naturalization goes here, I mean, passport, etc. And lastly, my cover letters. So I select the ones that I need, move them, and then just drag and drop. Same thing. Any questions at this point, let me know, okay? You could also indent. So maybe I want to say, hey, let me add a custom page and all these belong to the applicant. So let me just put them all together, blah, blah, blah. So whatever you want to do. Create the table of contents and the system updates the page numbers accordingly. Okay. And at the bottom, you need to click Save Changes. If you want to send this via email, great, you can, right? It's going to be a read-only PDF with everything included. You could also download the package, and this is new. Now you can download with the footer caption and the footer page numbering. Just click Initiate and then click on Redirect. It will redirect you to the job requests, which by the way, they're here under Tools, Job Requests. Um, and then we're just waiting for it to be completed. It's still processing because we have a lot in this document assembly. Once it's completed, I am going to be able to click on download file and then get the package. Please let me know if you have any questions at this point. Okay, I'm going to show you while it downloads, what are your resources and support? When you have questions, you can contact us via phone, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Pacific Standard Time, except on holidays. That's our phone number. You can email us 24/7. That's our email address. Okay, so if you're not downloading my PowerPoint, at least take a picture or write down these two. You have the technical support message on your home screen as well, as I explained earlier. You can click on that and contact us. You could also send your feedback to our developers, and you can access the user's guide. These trainings that we do for free live are on Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time as well. We are in Los Angeles. We have a podcast. We have a Facebook forum page. You should be registering so that you can interact with other users. And of course, our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. And That way you can get notifications when we upload new content. Now, did you know it's a section where I put links so that you can click on and learn more about these interesting features, such as calendar, e-fileable forms, and how to share the process steps with clients, appointments, and more. These are the trainings that we have for the month of March and April. Okay, it looks like we have a basic training for new users. So if you want, you can register for that one. I briefly covered that today, but by the end of April, we're going to talk about how to easily create your own intake forms. I know some of you have to disconnect, so I want to thank you for attending the training. Give me 1 second. Let me see if, oh, it's still processing. Let me see if oh, there we go. All right, so I just want to show you something. The document assembly that I created and I am downloading, it looks like this. Let's open it. So it's a lot easier for you to just generate the package with our document assembly. It's loading because it has a lot. But it has all the, I was hoping that, oh yeah, this is why. I was like, why is it so small? Because I want to show you the the table of contents, how the page numbers did update accordingly. Anyway, so um, thank you so much for attending today's training. I hope that you learned something new, and I really, really hope that you give it a try if you haven't done it this way. Try it with at least a couple clients and see how they feel. Don't forget to show them, right? Like how to access the portal, how to take a good picture of the evidence. The way I see it, everything is being done online for e-filing. And so, I mean, it might be worth it to try and see if your clients feel comfortable uploading the evidence themselves and then tell us how it went, right? If you have any questions, don't forget to contact us. And yeah, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for attending today's training. If you don't mind, we have a poll in progress before you disconnect. Just let me know if your questions were addressed, or if you have questions, let me know. Um, the question that I'm receiving here, it says, can we have a training for advanced users? Yes, you can schedule a private training, contact your sales team member and let them know that you are requesting an advanced training. So yes, we offer those as well. It's a private training session. Oh, there we go. I wasn't launching the poll yet. I apologize. Let me know if your questions were addressed during this webinar. And we have a survey at the end. So thank you so much for your participation. Okay, thank you so much. And again, on behalf of Serenade, thank you for attending today's webinar and have a great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.